Welcome to this series where we are taking a look at the Sunset Harbour DLC for Cities Skylines. In the last part, the focus was very much on managing traffic problems, and I haven't completely resolved them just yet. We're still at 85% though, which is good. I think I've solved the main problem here. We've still got some congestion here, which we'll be looking at a little bit later, but after I actually finished the video, what happened is we got even more traffic piling up in this area here. You can see we've got a bit of traffic piling up in this area, which is causing a problem as well, which we're going to need to look at. And I think the actual real source of the overall problem with the traffic congestion, this is something that can be quite common in large cities in City Skylines. That is the fact, if you see here, we've got 3 out of town highways all hitting this junction here, and then we've got a single highway down here. So a lot of the traffic on here is actually through traffic, which isn't helping the situation. And then that is actually compounded by the fact that what you've got down here is, if I come in really closely, you will see a lot of the vehicles here are actually residents. And that is down to the fact that at the moment, my only real external links are the highways. I must admit, I'm really now missing the fact that this map has no external rail connections, because rail is a very good way to get people in, but we do have shipping connections. And in a similar vein, what we've got at the moment is all our imports and exports are going in and out by road as well. But we do have some shipping lines which we might be able to use. If I come in here, you see there we've got a shipping line there. The trouble is the map hasn't really expanded that far to be able to take advantage of them. So we're not going to be able to choose the ideal locations that I would have wanted to do. But before we get into sorting all that out, what I want to say is a big thank you to Staffu for your quite comprehensive comment about the relationship between residents in industry and their requirement for education. Yeah, we can see we still need uneducated workers. And I think also part of the problem is the number of residents moving into this area. And what Staffu's comment actually did is it made me think a little bit about the nature of City Skylines in general, because when City Skylines was first released, it was very much in a similar vein to SimCity, where the RCI meter was king. That drove what you built in your cities, because that showed where your demands were, residential, commercial or industrial. But I think what's actually happened with City Skylines, as all the various DLCs have come out, and you've got more and more specialized industries growing in the city. And you can see this with like the forestry here and the ore mining up here, which is starting to have problems because we don't have that much ore. And I think somehow now the RCI meter is not really as dominant as it was when the game was first released. What you need to do now is manage the needs of separate areas, because really and truthfully on this map, because of the islands, this is really 2 cities. You've got a part there and a part there, and you do need to manage these separately, which is quite interesting in the sense, because what's actually happening is that City Skylines is now moving more towards a higher level of micromanagement by region. And I think this is one of the reasons why more and more people are turning to mods. Now, I personally don't use a lot of mods because and as anyone of you who follow my series, if there's an easy way and a hard way, I always look for the hard way. Getting really worried about this traffic. We're going to have to do something about that. But I think we need a more macro solution than a micro solution to that. The other thing Snafu pointed out was the university up here. Something that I'm always forgetting about, and this is this academic staff. That improves the rate that you complete academic works. And the other thing also is if you come into here, you will see that at the moment I've got 564 students out of 800. And I think this is a good example of how the micro level of this game now works. Because an inexperienced player will look at that and say, yeah, I've got to put down more halls of residence. But the real problem is here, as you can see here, because we've got excess capacity on universities at the moment, which is having an effect on the growth of my campus university here. And this is where it very much comes down to balancing different objects and different supplies. It's the same with like supplying wood to industries up here and trying to keep everything running and flowing. And of course, another problem which is developing is, if I show you the resources here, my ore is running out up here. You can see my these are now complaining that there's not enough natural resources. And again, if I can find this area here, you will see that we're importing more and more ores. And the trouble with that is, as we import more and more ore, that's going to increase the traffic in the city. I mean, there's tiny little bits of ore here. What we could do is, I mean, I could put in a road. I think at the moment I'm just going to leave that because I do want to work on the macro solution for growing the city and raising this traffic. And the area I'm going to start on is down here, because what we've got is, if I just put a shipping line, what I want is a passenger port here. I can just get it on the edge of the map. Ideally, what I'd like to do is open this up so we get here. So what we've got now is a little bit of a growth area here. And goes without saying that I put my roundabout right next to a dirty great big hole like that. Because what I want to do is bring out, well, let's map it out first. Let's see what we got here. What I want is to put here. What we're going to do is we're going to create a kind of IT super area here, and why have you got a little island in the center here? I think we're going to just push this out a little bit. It's going to interfere with the residential area here, and then what we're going to do is create another residential area here, which could eventually grow out into that area there. So I've just kind of disturbed the population, but that's going to go. I think we're going to have to fix this. This is bad news. Now, generally, when I'm building cities like this, I don't tend to like using too much terrain management, but I think in this case we're going to have to make an exception. There's this dirty great big hole here. I mean, to be honest, upon reflection, this is probably not the ideal map. When I first looked at it, I thought, yeah, this would be a great map to look at the Sunset Harbor DLC with, but truthfully, it's probably not as successful as I was hoping it would be. Was just flatten this area off a little bit as well. So we're going to have to do a little bit of terrain management. Maybe it wasn't such a good idea to put that in, and maybe we're, oops. Oh, not enough soil. Okay. Well, we can just trim this back a little bit and fill you in. Just we're going to have to fill this area in like this. We're out of soil again, so we're just going to have to come over here. Carve through the mountains. So we've now leveled off this area here. I want to check the natural resources here. And we do have some ore here, but I don't really want to bring that into production. We've got Primrose Hill here. I think we're going to start with a roundabout. I don't want a major roundabout here. Kind of part of me says, well, let's move that roundabout a little bit. Okay, let's just pause this a bit. Trim this back a bit. And again, this is something that you want to do. If something's not right, just feel free to, you know, always be prepared to make the necessary adjustments to the city. Actually, just move it a little bit over this way. Oops, just refunded a tree. That might be. Oh, it should be okay. I'm just going to. You in here. That. I mean, we might be able to put a feeder into here as well while we're at it. Actually, no, I don't think the traffic's going to get that high in this area. Oops. That's a bit better. do is just curve this off like that. Bring you round here. And just trim that back a bit. And I'm just going to curve you round to about there. And hook you up. And of course then we're just going to upgrade this to highway. That little bit. Already occupied. Get rid of you and you. That's got the connection there set up. That actually means that this highway now, well, I could probably actually do with sound barriers actually. Let's do that while we're looking at it as well. Just put a highway with sound barriers in. Picked it up like that. That means that these residents won't be too upset with the traffic. And what we can do now is just get back to here. And I'm just going to put another access type roundabout here. Yeah, we've got a line here, so I think we can go. I don't think this junction needs to be that busy, so we're just going to put a 160 in here. Oops, daisy. Ha ha ha. There you made a mistake. Oops. Ah. And I'm just going to hook you up like that. Of course, we're going to upgrade this to a highway. So you're going to be my secondary interchange. I think maybe we can do this with, rather than just going to hook up like that. That now gives me a connection into here. Just take you off there and just have a quick look. Yeah, that brings it right down. Actually, let's just bring you over this way and expand you this way. Then we've got a bit of extra ground over here. So we've got an entrance way into here. What we'll do is policies, city planning, old town, traffic ban. That's that. Let's put it down. Well, I think the problem with that is due to the traffic here, the traffic congestion. Right, we've got a little bit of demand for industry, so let's just get the industry in first. It goes straight out like this, just to give you an access road. Out there. And you into there, reverse, and what we're going to do now is strike off a we're just going to keep away from traffic, and this is going to be our technology park. See this. You out a little bit further like that, around the end, bring you in like that, and that will probably work. And you up like that, and of course what we're going to need to do now is put in a whole load of office space here. But what this should be is the technology area. Oops. Just take out you and you. Probably leave that one and take out you there. because we're going to have to run water out. We run the water smack bang through the center there. Pick you up like that. 440. Goes without saying that the industry builds up just there. Anyway, we can fix that with just put a small park in there, and it's going to hook you to there. So that now gives me beginnings of my technology park. Meant to be an IT cluster, sorry about that. Sorry guys, you're gonna have to move out. What we might be able to do is maybe put a small office area on this side. Yeah, I mean, if we push this in. Oh, we've got academic here. I don't think it's leveled up, so 2 toga parties. Actually, I think if we push this like this here, like that. Oh, you're meant to be an IT cluster. Yep, we're starting to get the IT cluster grown now. Right, back to my poor lonely passenger plane there. And what we're going to do is we're going to push out a road here. Again, we're just going to do it with a 2-lane bit here. And just going to maybe we'll just come out this far. I don't want to knock down the historic monuments, which are obligingly put in. Just going to have to pause because I've put power lines through the center there. It'll be a little bit tight for this connection, but it'll be okay. And we can then take out that, and that, and put the power lines across again, like that. And what we can do is just unpause the game again and come through here. And I think you can just connect into there like that. I want to put in, what I want is a monorail connection coming into here. At the same time, I wouldn't mind it connecting up to this area as well, so that we'd get, let's say, a connection from there to there. In fact, I think what we probably could do is if I put a road in here, when it doesn't have to be perfect, and then if we can put a, remember now my monorail stations, and we got a monorail station with road there, and then what we're going to do is have a road off like that, going out this way. Now you're not going to connect with that. What we're going to do is have a monorail connection there. What I would like is a come in here like that. Monorail is over there, so what I want to do is have that connection going that way. Getting very good at destroying the I think maybe if we just come across slightly like that. I think we'll just upgrade this a little bit so the monorail can hook in like that, and then we're out a little bit like that, and then your job is then going to come down there. A little bit too far. Hook you up to here, and then hook you up to there like that. We've now got a short range monorail running between here, here and here. We're going to start here, down to here, to here, back to here, and to here. Yeah, I think what we can do is just trim off these ends here, so that makes that look tidy. Right, you need water, so you water over like that. This has got no water because I built it in the one place which doesn't have a water connection. Of course, we got no power again. Okay. What we'll do is we'll run the power line across like that there, and rather than in power lines, back on the usual standby, and then we can take out these power lines. I'm going to leave this open as an option for oops, let the game run. That should pick up the water and the power. You're going to have power down here, but we can fix that. And the game is just going to run kind of around like this. Okay, you're gonna run around like that. Let's just get in maybe we'll just have another road over like this, not like that. Run you through to about there, hook you up like that. You can hook into there like that. Of course, we're going to need our emergency services over here as well. So pop you in, and we'll just put a police station in about there. That should span the power into there. Of course, we've got our kind of industrial. We've got our area here, and we're going to have to make this into a little bit of a village. What we should now get is coming in here, but we're gonna have to sort out the garbage situation here, because I'm not going to create a physical road connection between these two places. So this is going to have to be a little bit of a micro city. Right, we can come there. I'll probably run you up there, and garbage. You're not going to be that big, so we're just going to put you up there, and not casting dispersions on my fire and police services, but you can come there as well. So we've got no water again. 440. And you can just run in. Don't think I get. I also did connect. Did it connect? Yep. We've got this little area here, and what I'm actually going to do is put some little bit of residency up out here. So I'm just going to connect you up like that. And this is partly an experiment with whether we can get a little bit of residency running in this area. Of course, we're going to have to put a school in, but we're only going to put a kind of a primary school in, maybe about there. And what that should do. Power's starting to run through, but we can push things through. We're going to need a crematorium. And can go there, because this has to be a self-contained area. We don't need a hospital, but what we could probably do is put in that. That should connect through things as well. And I mean, we could put a childcare centre over here, but I mean, maybe we can make this a little bit more efficient as well. It's about saying that I've missed the. Just put that there. Is the power spreading? Yeah, the power's nearly there. I think what we can do is we'll put a little bit of recreation in here. And I just want to lay out the roads here. As I say, this is going to be my high-tech park. Oops. I'll just hook that up. And we're just going to bring you to about there. That's it. What we should do is the people here, once they've got educated, can work into this area here. We're starting to get, hopefully this will build up. This will bring our tourists and residents into here. It's not exactly as busy, going to be as busy as I was hoping it would be. Did that actually connect up? I don't see a connection for this. There's a little bit of a cause for concern. I thought it had connected. I mean, it should have connected, but I'm not seeing any ships coming in. Great. My little enterprise is not working. Well, maybe it might take a little while for the ships to get here. Yeah, we're just going to leave that and see if it actually works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We can always just work with this area here. Right, we've got a little bit of residency building up here. So we're just going to we're going to run you out like that. Oops, not quite. I'm going to go quasi min max. Doesn't like the angle because this road isn't 100% square, but truthfully, who cares? Oops. And what we're going to do is just going to connect this road up here, like that. What this will do is give us another way into the city. Just going to connect that, reverse that. And we're just going to grow this area out. Let's have a look at education. Elementary is getting a bit low. So I think what we'll do is we'll just drop an elementary school in there. Wouldn't mind a library over here as well. So we'll just drop a library in. Yeah, public library capacity 500. We're not really using it. We probably need a high school as well. I'll just drop a high school over here as well, like that. And let's just run you like that. Run you out like that, and hook you up to there. And what should happen is the people in this area should be able to take advantage of the better jobs in this area. We've still got demand for industry. I want to keep growing this here. I was going to push this in this direction. And just have a quick check. Yep. We'll just push you out to this area here, like this. So this would be my IT cluster. That will grow quite successfully. So, and we got a demand for commercial. I mean, we could put in a little bit of commercial over here. I mean, I mean, you could argue that the only downside is that that's going to increase the flow of traffic on here. I think what I'm going to have to do is take up one of other Snafu's suggestions, and he's saying that what's happened is a lot of this is coming from here. So what we might be able to do is we come out a little bit like that, and up like that, and get across like that, down, hook you into there. What that will do is provide a direct link between this industrial area and this industrial area. It will also provide a link through here for commercial deliveries from here to here. So that should work. Yeah, this is growing. Oh look, we got our first ships arriving. It just took a little while for the passengers to arrive. So hopefully this will work a lot better, because what it means is that new residents coming to this area might want to come in by ship. And what that will do is alleviate this problem here. We've got 172 passengers here, and we've got the link here. Yep. So hopefully that will grow, and of course some of them will be tourists, some of them will be, yeah, 322. Yeah, look at that. They're all arriving now. 682. What they're all doing is they're all, wow. Yep. I mean, what we could do is create a dedicated line into here, but what I actually did off camera, just to show you, is I put in a metro line. Whoops. I actually extended the metro line over to here. So in theory, is this area grow? If this area decides to grow as well, what will happen is that people will come here, get off the metro. Yeah, you can see them all. They're all walking this way. And wow. They're all catching the tram. We may have to put some extra trams on this line. Yeah. Line detail. Whoops. Pause. Let's increase the number of trams on this line. Yeah. 329 residents, 12 to... Oh, that's a very busy tram route, actually. So that's looking pretty good. You can get lots of trams here. So this is going to turn into a very busy hub here. Oops, I don't want you residents. Let's have a quick look. We've got 354 passengers there. We've got the footbridge over here. Kind of part of me says send a footpath over to here. Can I get a footpath through here? It'd be really great to get a footpath through here. And let's get you up and down. That'd be really great, because new residents will certainly want to come in here, walk over here to come and stay in my new residential area here. I'd really love to get a new tile as well. I think we get a new tile, yeah. We get a new tile and expand this area here would make a big difference. Well, we still got quite a few thousand to go before this grows. I think we can just fill this area in here, and I think we'll put a little bit of office work there, because no one wants to be right next to the yeah, wow. Yeah. Maybe no one's going to really want to live there that much. Maybe what I need to do is go out here and put this out like and then what we'll do is we'll bring the residential area there, up the recycling center and put it down there, and de-zone out that area there, and then we'll put offices in here. See how that's, yeah, that's a little bit better. We can probably de-zone out, put that there, and then we'll just put in the high density there and there. Let's just have a quick check. You've got a clinic in here. Maybe we're a community swimming pool in here, and a medical helicopter depot. That, wow, that's big. Don't really. We will just put a sauna in here. Just want to drive up the house prices in this area a little bit. Yeah, there's a few people are starting to walk over here to the high-tech jobs. And just go over here. I want to take a look at the university. You can see here, because the city's growing now, we've now got students in here way above the academic requirements. And this comes back to the point I said when I'm at the beginning of the video, is that sometimes with the university, you just got to let it grow a little bit. Hoping that, how's the traffic situation here? Yeah, we're getting a little bit more commercial over here, as Snafu suggested, and what that is doing is that is starting to ease some of the pressure on this area here. There's part of me says bring in some, I mean, let's have a quick look here. Let me just have a quick look at the traffic manager. Okay, not interested in, what I'm interested in is trucks now. We're not getting that much in the way of trucks coming in. Pedestrians, cyclists. See, a lot of the trucks are coming in this way. We're not getting that much in the way of trucks coming in, going into this area. Most of the trucks are, and residents are coming up round here. Why are you all going round there? Sometimes this game is very strange. But in some ways that actually works, because that junction there could get very busy. The fact they're all coming out round here. But then again, see, sometimes it can just be a little bit misleading in the sense that this area is here. I think what we will do is we'll just encourage this to be a little bit faster. Just put this in like that. And we'll just stick off that a little bit. Oops. What's that? That's the wrong way round. That might account for why there's a problem here, actually. Let's just come in here. The downside is that the traffic now that's going around here may start coming up round here to go there, and then that will cause a traffic jam here. So I think we'll use a little bit of Biffa's thing, two-way highway with sound barriers. What we're going to do is just change that. Yeah, you can see that we've now got the trucks coming around here a bit. And I think we'll probably just put that in there a bit. Now, let's have another quick look at this. Because one thing you need to remember is that when it comes to journeys made in Cities Skylines, the vehicles will complete the journey that they've already planned, even if you change the traffic. So hopefully that will fix that problem a little bit. This is still a little bit of congestion. Maybe if we just add this up a little bit here. No, I don't think that's improving. The traffic's only coming down as far as here. I mean, it might ease off eventually. I mean, I could take this out, but the trouble is I'd have to destroy that metro. Yeah, I think upon reflection, I think having overground metros in dense population is probably not as good as it should be. I mean, let's just have a look at the... I mean, I could go underground and then come above ground. Now, I think we're just going to leave it, to be honest. We've now got this area working. This area's here. And one thing I would like to do is work on this area up here with respect to getting in a cargo port up here. I think it would be a better option. We got a lot of traffic coming in here. Just pause the game. Wondering whether if I take that out and I connect you into that junction, that might actually improve the flow a little bit because the vehicle's here. Wait, why are you going down there and not up there? Okay. Wait, what's wrong with this road? I think it's this problem where they've got an existing route going through. Which I think what we will do is just upgrade this to a two-way road as well. And then knock this back to a one-way. What we should get now is a proper split. They will come off of here with 2 lanes and then split to a single lane there. That's definitely eased the flow. Sometimes having 2 junctions very close together actually confuses the game. So strictly speaking, if this becomes a problem, what we should do is bring this one down to here. Can I do that? Let me just... and then we'll just take you out, change you to... yeah, I think that gives a better flow because these are now coming down onto definite junctions. Yep, I think I'm happy with that. That's going to improve the flow a little bit. You're flowing quite well. This area is still a problem. This area is flowing. Ideally, what I would like to have is a cargo port over here, but I could not be able to get one in, I don't think. Let's have a quick look. I could get a cargo port there, but how would I connect that in without interfering with this traffic? I mean, is there any shipping lines over here? No. The only other shipping lines is we got up here, and I've got ideas for that, but that will be for the next part. In fact, let's just have a quick look. I mean, we could put see, we are importing more from, I think our oil fields now are probably running out. Yeah, we're importing more and more oil and more ore. So maybe having a port up here. Just have a quick check of the oil resources. A little bit of large oil pumps. It's down to 720. Let's have a quick look at the... I mean, we could just sneak a road out here. I mean, we could actually use construction roads, actually. I think they've got some here, isn't it? Small industry road, yeah. I'm just going to push you out here. We're going to hook you up and put you there. broken the power lines here, so you up there and you over into there. And of course there's no water. Can we get any more resources? That little bit there. We could extend this road a little bit more out. Okay, just carry on using the industry road like that. Not enough natural resources. Probably drop you in around there. Sometimes using the small ones is just as efficient as putting in the big ones. Okay. Up like that. That way. And you're on the water line anyway, so we get a little bit more. Right, we've got a little patch of oil up here, and 6,000. It's about the best we're gonna get. So, all right, got water coverage there. Right. Run a power cable into there. Don't need these section. And we got one left here. Let's run out. If we can move that somewhere else. And we got a little bit of oil out here. That's 6,400. Right, we don't need that power cable. Hook you up, and of course you've got no water. Just hook that up there. We don't need this power cable anymore. Get you out. And hopefully that will, yeah, you can see we've now got, you can see how quickly this swings backwards and forwards with own production. Use resources until, so I mean we actually need more workers here. Get the level up, so let me just do that. Oil production. I mean, what's the storage capacity like? Virtually empty. Crude oil storage, cavern, plastics, pyrolysis, petroleum. Or petroleum. Not enough buyers for our products. Okay, I think we probably need a warehouse here because it's actually blocking up. I can't remember what we need to store petroleum. Here, oil sludge. Crude oil tanks, crude oil storage cavern. So there's all industry storage here, so if we put some of this in, maybe we can. So that actually just stores oil. So what do I store petroleum in? Although I must admit I've never really had to do this. I mean, just try an ordinary warehouse then. I mean, we can always put it somewhere else if we need it. Put a small warehouse in here as well. Maybe we'll just put it over there. Petroleum, there we are. Never knew that. Because to be honest, in all my previous games, I've never ever had to get round to storing petroleum. So we now got petroleum here, which can get stored into here. I think I would like another plastics plant here as well. So let's just get industry workers barracks. I mean, we could put a workers barracks here. but I mean that would help with the population. Large oil pump. What do we want? Petrochemical plant. I don't think I actually need that. Well, that actually creates the plastics, doesn't it? I think we'll just drop. Maybe we'll put you out here, and you will create some more plastics. So we've got that there. Yeah, I definitely think we're going to need a port up here to import stuff. The only trouble is we're going to have to put it in a way that will allow it to supply to the road. So what we're probably going to need to do is put it in about here. Shoreline required. What we'll probably have to do is put it in somewhere around here so that we can connect it directly to, whoops, to this area here. But what we'll probably do is wait for this oil production to be knocked out a little bit first. Anyway, I've lost complete track of time. I didn't write when this video actually started, so apologies if it's too short or too long, but this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. And until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.